Stop giving up your resources and time so you can audition to be her lover. The truth is, guys, a woman's body is never earned. It never was. It is a gift that has to be given. And the woman that's right for you is going to give it to you without asking anything or wanting anything from you.
So I'm going to tell you guys a real dating story that happened to me that changed the way I perceived myself, and also why I'm never ever going to get myself in a situation like this again, and why you shouldn't either. There was a guy that I dated. He was an Aquarius, Sun, Aquarius, Moon. Not that astrology is like the end all, but that was like a huge red flag in itself. Okay, so we were talking for a bit and he was Snapchatting me a lot. Like, he was using Snapchat a lot, and that's another huge red flag. And I don't even use Snapchat, but he would like snap me all the time, and I was like, what is this guy even doing? He's like 33 years old. And it was really just weird, and I don't communicate like that, so I would text him and then he would like give me one word answers and text me like WYD and not really like engage in conversation, but he was more than happy to send me paragraphs and essays and pictures through Snapchat at all times. So I kind of knew something was off. I felt like he might have been like hiding me or something. He was dating someone seriously and cheating on her. I had no real idea of what was going on, but there was something sketchy going on. Aside from all these other like crazy red flags that I was ignoring, he also would always get mad at me for not initiating plans. Like, he would make a plan with me and I would like go over his apartment or whatever it was, but like I never initiated the plans because I didn't even think he was that interested in me, so I wasn't like gonna put in a lot of effort. And then he would get mad at me for in person. He would like make comments like, oh, you don't really like me, oh, you're not interested in me. Meanwhile, he was projecting. He literally didn't give a fuck about me at all. I just thought it was really bizarre because it like made me confused. I was like, okay, but I don't think you like me, so like why would I like you type of thing. It was just like this weird power play that he was like basically gaslighting the shit out of me to make me feel crazy and that I wasn't putting in enough effort when he literally didn't give a shit about me. Me being a total naive dumbass, me thinking that he actually genuinely doesn't think I care about him, bought him a ticket to this work event that I had to go to, and they were $5,000 a ticket. It was a charity event, so like I was donating my money to this charity and also bought him a ticket so he could come with me as a +1. So technically I was donating and doing a good deed while also bringing him along and making him feel included in my life because I wanted to show him that maybe he was important to me, even though whatever, he really wasn't. And what does he do? He ghosts me. He doesn't come to the event. He says he appreciates the invite, but then he doesn't end up coming. And he makes me feel like a fucking idiot. Point being, don't ever let a guy make you feel bad for not putting in effort. Let him do that. Just let him do that. If he constantly is showing you that he cares about you and is actually making a genuine effort at all times, then you could obviously start to put in more effort and energy and put in time. But like, until he actually proves that to you and proves that he's obsessed with you, let him do that. Just looking back, I was being totally manipulated, and I just don't want anyone to fall into that same position I did.
Of course she talks about a dude's astrological sign. Ladies, stop it with this nonsensical BS. The position of the moon and the crystals and all that other hocus pocus, that doesn't mean anything. Women use zodiac signs to explain away bad behavior, and that's all there is to it. They know it's BS, but they pretend to buy into it because it's a convenient excuse. I cheated because I'm a Pisces, or he was a Taurus, so I just couldn't help myself. Women are as practical as men after their hoe phase. It's a survival mechanism. But stop it with this nonsense. Then, of course, she says the fact that he was an Aquarius was a huge red flag. Guys, I say this all the time. Red flags for men are green flags for women. If a woman has tattoos, red flag. If a man has tattoos, green flag. If a woman has a criminal record, huge red flag. If a man has a criminal record, huge green flag. A woman who has 3 kids by 3 different men, red flag. A man with 3 baby mamas, green flag. Yes, women will call these red flags, but they always end up diving headfirst into these love affairs because modern women simply cannot help themselves. Anytime a woman says that's a red flag, it quite literally means she wants to bang him. Then she said she wasn't sure he even liked her, so she didn't put in a lot of effort. Yet you were always at this dude's place and spent $5,000 on the guy. Modern women are as predictable as a metronome, guys. The more you're interested in her, the less she is interested in you. The less you are interested in her, the more she'll bend over backwards to make you happy and do whatever it takes to keep you around, including spend $5,000 on you. Listen to these women, guys. They're telling you in plain English how to get into their panties. act like you don't give a fuck, and they give you every fuck they have, literally and figuratively. Then she talks about how confused she was and how he gaslighted her and all the rest of this. Gentlemen, what this woman is describing is asshole game with a dash of push-pull, and it works like a charm on girls like this. He kept pulling her in and out, made her feel like garbage, treated her like crap, and she could not get enough. This dude knew exactly what he was doing from the jump. And at the end, she's telling girls to wait for him to make an effort. Here's the problem with her advice. It doesn't work for modern women. Men who put in effort get ghosted, finessed, played, and used. Girls like this use men who put in effort for foodie calls, paying their bills, and all the rest of that. This is the typical case of a modern woman running up on a dude who plays the game better than she does, which girls aren't used to. Anytime a man gets over on a woman, the sky is falling. Girls are so used to taking advantage of men that when it happens to them, they run to TikTok and tell everyone about it. My prediction is that this dude is going to hit her up in a couple of weeks and she'll go running right back to him. And my guess is that she'll probably spend more than $5,000 on whatever it is she thinks will show him that she cares. Rinse and repeat. Next video.
What is a LAT relationship, and would you be okay doing one? LAT stands for living apart together. It is a new phenomenon, or maybe not that new, but it's been a newer phenomenon within the last decade. And in July of last year, the New York Times released an article on this, that singles over the age of 60 to 70 are preferring to be engaged in these LAT relationships. So it's a little bit different than a long distance relationship, meaning that you live in the same city, but you don't live together. And the reasons for this were that they didn't want to end up being, their significant other's caretaker. They didn't want to have the financial burden, and it created enticement and excitement still in the relationship. Now, some younger demographics do this as well, millennials do this, but give me your take on this. Would you be open to a LAT relationship? Or is it too unconventional to you? Does it seem foreign to you? Do you want to have your partner in your bed every single night? Do you want to have your finances mixed together so that you can save money on living expenses? Give me your thoughts below. I would love to hear what you have to say, and follow and like this video for more.
Now, the first thing that jumped out to me was the very first hashtag. Dating coach for high-value women over 30. Talk about a misnomer. There is no such thing as a high-value woman over the age of 30 who is single. A woman's value is directly tied to the caliber of man she can retain. Her sexual market value factors in a little bit, but most women who have high sexual market value have very low relationship market value. So let's talk about these LAT relationships. There's nothing complicated about this. Women want these relationships so they can bang whoever they want, whenever they want. There's no two ways about it. She can sit here and talk about needing space and not wanting to be someone's caretaker and all the rest of that, but the bottom of the bottom line is that women want the security and the status of a long-term relationship without having to give up single habits. A woman who lives alone can bang whoever she wants, and no one, not even her LAT boyfriend, would know about it. This is why women endorse these relationships and not men. If men want to hump around, we just do it. It makes us more attractive to women. But women know that if their bedroom shenanigans were on Front Street, they'd look like 304s. So in order to avoid the inevitable judgment that comes with being a hoe, they've cooked up a way to get away with gorging on the sausage buffet under the guise of a new age relationship. All of these questions she asked at the end are ridiculous. Do you want your partner in the bed with you every night? Do you want to blend your finances? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? All she had to do was ask, do you want a relationship? Because this is what relationships are. Women are always trying to find a way to maintain their promiscuous proclivities while having the safety net of a relationship. That's why these old hoes are going to die alone, including Shayna, the dating coach. Next video.
Women operate on this belief that if they give the man everything and all of themselves, that the man in return will see that they're worthy and that they're a good fit and that they're the woman for them and that they should love them back. But all that happens is you end up carrying the weight of the world on your shoulder, this man, the relationship. You get burdened, resentful, angry, bitter, etc., especially when you don't get it back. The truth is, ladies, love is not earned. It never was. It's a gift that has to be given. And the man that's for you is going to give it to you without you asking anything, without wanting anything from you. And they always show up when you're living your best friggin' life. Get out of your comfort zone, put yourself out there, click the link in the bio.
Okay, this is some of the worst advice I have ever heard. This woman is advising other women that making an effort to lock down a man will end in disaster. But what she's not telling you is that these women are choosing men who aren't ready for a relationship. Ladies, if a man you're seeing has options, you're going to have to show him that you want a relationship. But if he's made it clear that he doesn't want a relationship, then why are you sticking around? Then you want to blame him for wasting 3 years of my life when he told you from the jump, I'm not looking for anything serious. Then if you look at that top caption, it says, stop giving up your life so you can audition to be his wife. This is why nearly 80% of black women are unmarried and will never be married or in a relationship of consequence with a man they love and respect. Ladies, you do not get the part unless you audition. If you showed up to a Broadway theater and said, hey, I want the lead role, but I'm not going to give up my time to audition for the lead, they'd laugh you out of the building. Broadway production companies don't give out parts that are not auditioned for. Well, it's the same with men you want. A man's not going to wife you up until you can prove that you can play the role. You can say you're loyal, you can say you're submissive and all the rest of that, but actions speak louder than words. And men with experience understand this all too well. And expecting a man to put a ring on it if you haven't auditioned for the role is as ridiculous as demanding a part in a Broadway play you haven't auditioned for. Then she says that love is a gift and not earned. Ay, 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 ay. Sisters, you've got a lot to learn. No, love is earned and it is not a gift. When a man just gives a woman his commitment for no other reason but that she's a woman, she doesn't value the commitment. Why? Because it was given to her, and women only value what they are required to work for. Why else do you think modern women just up and leave relationships at the first sign of trouble? It's because they didn't work for it. They don't have any skin in the game. We as men are not entitled to a woman's body. We have to meet certain metrics to put ourselves in the running for a chance to be successful with her, which means sex. Most women would agree with this wholeheartedly. But then in the same breath, they say that our time, our energy, our attention, our resources is a gift that doesn't need to be earned. We should just give it to you because you're a woman? Okay, let's flip the genders here. Stop giving up your resources and time so you can audition to be her lover. The truth is, guys, a woman's body is never earned. It never was. It is a gift that has to be given. And the woman that's right for you is going to give it to you without asking anything or wanting anything from you. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it? Relationships are transactional, ladies and gentlemen. Women are not going to give up their bodies for nothing in return, and men are going to give up their commitment for nothing in return. Girls don't just give guys exclusive access to their bodies out of the kindness of their own hearts, any more than men give women their time and attention out of the kindness of theirs. Then at the end, she puts the nail in the coffin of black women when she says right at the end that the right man always seems to show up when you're living your best life. Now, we all know that living your best life means sleeping around. I think we all know this. And the men who show up when you're sleeping around are not the men for you. All they're looking to do is smash you and pass you. But you won't realize this until you finally realize 3 years later that he was never interested in a relationship. Well, of course he wasn't. You were living your best life being a 304. And if you put out 304 energy, you shouldn't be surprised when you get F-boy energy in return. This woman represents one of the many, many reasons black women are at the very bottom of the totem pole in terms of relationships and marriage. It's no secret that they're the least desired women on the planet, and this chick shows us the mentality that has led to their downfall. Seek other options, brothers. That's all I got for you sons of bitches today. Hit the like button, and if you like this content, a sub would be greatly appreciated, and if you really like the content, a super thanks would be greatly appreciated. Till next time, guys.